All right, what's up, everybody? We have went over here all the way. Landy, you know, he's in the building. We're actually all the way, all the way over here in Harajuku once again. It's actually been quite a while since I've been here. It's been a few months because we've all been locked indoors. But as you can see, everybody's out and about. Quarantine is basically over, so people are getting their fill of outside. But I wanted to take you guys to the newest opening of Uniqlo here in Harajuku. It's supposed to be one of the most futuristic Uniqlos in all of Japan. So it's like a new way, a new shopping experience. I wanted to take you inside, show you a little bit of what's going on. They still have a few stipulations and things that in order to get in, so we can't actually get in the front. We actually have to go around the corner and get in from there. But all of this is changing, everything. I mean, I haven't been here in a few months and everything has basically changed. New buildings, new places to go. So the next time you visit Japan, it's going to be way different. If you've been here before, it's going to be way different than what you expect. So we're going to take a look inside, see what it has to offer. We've already seen what Nike has been doing with their system and how they're letting people enter. Well, we're actually going to see this Uniqlo and see what it's all about. So let's go.
Never back it down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 27-8. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite you dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. What can I say? I need more than desire, more than just a pretty face. So girl, you better walk away. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Only one love up beside of the fire. Someone who can handle me. Someone cut your heart to be. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you try to come closer, I'ma give you some closure. Before you know it, it's over. So run away, run away. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I will if I have to. I'ma tell you what I do. Run away, run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a rifle, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna find me for my heart, all you gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna find me.
All right, so just went into Uniqlo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. There's a lot going on. We're gonna take it back to the studio and show you a little bit more, talk about it a little bit more. But one of the great things that I loved about that Uniqlo is it fit the theme of Harajuku. You saw a lot of Harajuku styles and their kind of things that are birthed from Japanese street fashion, and that was really cool. It was crowded today, and this is on a day where quarantine just ended. Right? So yeah. Quarantine just ended and it was already crowded and it was mostly Japanese. You can only imagine what it's going to be like when we get to a point where tourism kind of ramps up again in Japan. So I expect that location to be incredibly busy. One of the things that you have to remember about this Harajuku area is that they're kind of reforming everything. So by the time this time next year, it'll probably be a lot different than what you're even seeing today. So again, you're seeing a lot more stores kind of adapt to a changing environment of street fashion, kind of going back to its roots, and Uniqlo is taking part of that as well. So we'll probably see more and more stores coming up because Uniqlo will probably end up being that street basic store, at least the Harajuku location. And there's a ton of other locations in that, a ton of other things in that store that are Japanese only. So again, you're getting the Nihon Gente, you're getting Sorayama was in there. You saw the Billie Eilish Takashi Murakami collaboration. I'm not sure if the Billie Eilish one is only Japan, but I don't know. But you're going to see a lot more of those kind of collaborations happening from Uniqlo, and hopefully we'll get a global reach with that as well. Other than that, we want to talk about it more in detail, so I'm going to take it back to the studio and tell you more about what I saw at Uniqlo Harajuku. So let's get it. All right, everybody, so we are back in the studio here to talk about Uniqlo Harajuku. Now, it may come to your surprise that Uniqlo has not opened in Harajuku since 1998. That's right, like the first store opened in 1998 in Harajuku. They since closed that, obviously, and then they opened this one in 2020. Post-pandemic for Japan, at least it seems. When we went into the store, me and my homeboy Landy, when we went in there, we obviously had to get the temperature check. I know a lot of you out west are familiar with this now. Before you go into a store, especially major department stores, you gotta get that temperature check. If your temperature is above, over here, it's I think 37.5, you cannot enter the store. Luckily, we were fine, so we could enter. One of the great things about Uniqlo Harajuku though, is that it really takes on the essence of Harajuku. I said that in the main video, but just after reviewing it, I would say that it wasn't necessarily the most futuristic thing, even though they tried to bill it as such, but it was more of a community thing. So it's not a big Uniqlo. There's 2 floors. One floor is dedicated to the showroom floor, basically. And then the bottom floor is where pretty much all of the apparel is for men, women, kids, and everything. But it's primarily for that youth group, that Harajuku youth group that we all know about. So you're seeing a lot of street style mannequins, visual merchandising. You're seeing a lot of books. You saw Warhol in the trailer that we had there. There was, of course, Popeye magazine was on the stands. And these are all things that are for sale inside of that Uniqlo store. So there's a lot of things going on at Uniqlo Harajuku that were just on point for Harajuku. And as I said in the main video, one of the main selling points for this Uniqlo is to kind of be that basics street brand, at least in the Harajuku sector. Because if you go to any other Uniqlo in Japan, it's pretty much standard contemporary lifewear, as they call it. But in the Harajuku store, it was clear that they had a particular customer in mind, and that was the denizens that frequent Harajuku. That being said, occasionally Uniqlo comes out with some crazy collaborations that you just can't skip. While we were there, I don't think we filmed it or, we were even paying attention, but while we were there, they had Futura, they had a collaboration with Neon Genesis Evangelion, they obviously had a collaboration with Pokemon with Daniel Arsham, and then just a regular Pokemon with the Pikachu in the outline. I thought that was a dope t-shirt. Almost got it, but I was like, yo, let me hold off. I'm not there yet. And they frequently have collaborations with Disney. They had the Minnie Mouse backpack, which was surprisingly there. But here's the thing. Right now, there's really no tourism in Japan. So a lot of the things that would be sold out, because those Minnie Mouse backpacks would have been sold out any other time had tourism been a big deal in Japan right now. But since there's not a lot of tourism and you have mostly Japanese shopping at this place, I have to say it sounds messed up, but it's just a lot more pleasant of an experience. You also saw the Billie Eilish stuff with the collaboration with Takashi Murakami. This is obviously a Nigo thing. If you guys don't know, Nigo is the creative director behind UT, which is why you're seeing so many of these different street style collaborations with music. So Nigo himself is really behind the driving force behind that, putting together new acts and old acts together and kind of revitalizing that old Harajuku spirit at Uniqlo. So that's a big boon for the brand as well, especially as it migrates to Harajuku in this new location. I wouldn't say that it's the best Uniqlo in Japan. Those honors go to the Ginza location. I know a lot of you out there are not really keen on fast fashion, but good news that you have from this Uniqlo and subsequent Uniqlos that are built after this, they're putting a lot of effort into recycling. In fact, in this Harajuku location, you can go into the store, they actually have recycle bins that you can put old clothes in that they will then recycle for you. And mainly it's for their own stuff. They had like a bin for all of their down jackets, like your old down jackets, you can go ahead and recycle those. And this is just an effort that Uniqlo has taken amongst other Japanese companies in this effort of sustainability. But for those of you who enjoy Uniqlo as far as, the price point and the quality point and just the variety and options that you have there, this location in Harajuku kind of speaks volumes for how easily they can weave in and out of different styles in different areas and really take on the character of different areas, at least in Japan. I would say the best area for this particular Uniqlo location was the Style Hint area. Now this was a completely different store that was across from the Harajuku Uniqlo main store. Now, when me and Landy went there, it was kind of like we didn't need to go there because our style is kind of set in stone. We really didn't need it. But for anybody who's trying to put styles together, the Style Hint place was amazing. I was floored. That was probably the most futuristic thing that they do. So what the Style Hint area was like a place where you can check out all these different outfits, all these different styles from people who used Uniqlo to put together their own styles. And all you had to do is kind of click on that person and they would tell you where the garments were in the store. So you can kind of do that style. And for anybody who's trying to put together their styles, like, oh, I like that style, I like this, I like that, oh, I like this kind of look, that's invaluable. And the great thing about it is that they actually encourage you to send in your own photos with Uniqlo attire, and you might be on the Style Hint board as well. So that's really what the ambition of it is to continue to make this kind of style wall that you can search in Uniqlo, which is great. It's fantastic because it kind of gives you a guide on what to do and how to go forward in your style, which is pretty awesome if you're kind of, I would say, let's just say it, a neophyte in style and fashion and putting things together. It really kind of gives you basically a template on what to do and how to put it together, and you can mix and match. And the great thing about Uniqlo is most of the time they have different colorways of those products in the same silhouette. So tell us what you think. What do you think about this new Harajuku location? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you like some of the collaborations that are coming out at Uniqlo? Let it be known in the comments. Now, if you want even more content, you can go ahead and become a member of The Casual right here on YouTube by just pressing that join button under this video if you're actually on YouTube, or you can become a member right on Patreon and you could support us to keep us alive. That's patreon.com/thecasual. Give a thumbs up if you like the video, and of course follow on Instagram for the latest out of Japan and beyond. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And I will see you guys in a minute. Some of you, I'll see you on overtime. Let's get it to it, right? There's a big Billie Eilish anime figure in the window of the store. It's huge.